Hi guys, it's Legend of Old 101 here once again. We are bringing you a botanical horror, as most people call it, as I'm a horror guy. I'd like to share with you the Russian horror movie Superdeep, or as some people call it, the Superdeep. So we're going to get into this show. We're going to get into this, my people. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out Square Eye Syndrome as I'm another podcast as well. On YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. A group of friends of mine. And like, share, subscribe to the channel. Become part of the legacy. Become part of the movement. And press that notification bell and put them comments in the comment section down below. I know you guys think about this movie. This is a Russian movie, yo. Expand your horizons. So, let's get into the show. You know what? I was actually surprised. I thought it was going to be subtitles, and it wasn't subtitled when I watched it. Some people were speaking English, and some people were speaking Russian. I saw their mouths not going with the words I was talking. It was dubbed. Some parts of it was dubbed, and some was actually English. I was like, what is going on? But that's besides the point. You're going to enjoy it regardless. So, the Superdeep, 2020 Russian horror film directed by Arseny Siyuhin. Based in the real life Kola Superdeep borehole. Yeah, apparently Russia had a massive digging site. I don't know what the heck they were looking for. It was just a research base. So yes, this film kind of goes along with that as well. And the mysteries, what they found in the deep. So, as I said before, the film focuses on a group of researchers and soldiers who investigate the mystery surrounding reports of a disease outbreak at a secret underground research facility in 1984 Russia. Yeah, because that's what it was kind of based of 1984. When you see it starting up, it goes all black and white. I was like, wow, it's a great... The way this movie is shot is beautiful. So I'm going to say, the way they shot this movie is stellar. And it's a tiny budget as well. The budget was very minimal. I don't know how much it was for, but it was minimal. And they stretched that budget to the max, and they did a great job. And this is what you can do on a shoestring budget, guys. Watch this movie and you're gonna know what I'm talking about. So yes, let's get into spoilers. Let's start this movie off right. So Anna Fedorova, she's like the main character of this movie. She's a Russian epidemiologist, and she's basically saying, I want to quit my job because of an associate that volunteered to be like a guinea pig and vaccine himself against this kind of weird virus. I don't know what the heck it was even about. It was just a virus that you had. It kind of starts off where she's like a first person, and she's injecting this man, Dr. Zotov, I think his name is. Yeah, so that's what they said his name was. She gets flashbacks throughout the movie, but it starts off all black and white, all noir style, and she tests this vaccine out on him. So preliminary animal testing, which resulted in his death. So he died. She felt depressed, and then that's why she wanted to quit. So he goes. There's a military guy called Colonel Morozov, and he goes, "Don't worry, you're my best. Your best researcher, my best scientist. We shall do better next time." You know, those kind of things. It was good. But he didn't even sound like that. He sounded like an American guy. I was like, wait a second, why does he sound American? But yeah, he is in Russia. But yeah, stuff like that you're going to realize throughout the movies. It's dubbed, guys. It's an American accent. That's when I started to clock. I was like, wait a second. Early on, I was like, nah, this sounds weird. But nonetheless, this is I'm going to keep going on. So he persuades her to continue human trials without preliminary or animal testing in an effort to quickly provide the vaccine for Russian forces in Africa. So this is the efforts back in Africa a while ago, back in the 80s. And later, Anna is celebrating New Year's with family and friends and is congratulated on developing a vaccine. Says she's enjoying herself with her friends, yada yada yada, talking, having fun, watching the news. And she receives a call from the colonel, telling her that they will leave shortly for the Kola borehole. So yeah, for that event that was going to happen. for the efforts for the military. So signs of an unknown origin were recorded deep beneath the surface. And shortly after, 20 people went missing. So people went missing. Now people are vanishing out here when they dug this hole. Stuff's going on, as you'd expect in this kind of movie. So the borehole is not as the public believes, but a deep underground research lab. The head of research of the facility, Dr. Grigoriev, has been denounced after report of his hiding an unknown disease within the facility. That's when people start kicking off. They're like, there's something going on, guys. He rings Anna up and is like, the colonel rings her up and goes, hey, we need to sort this out, yo. This. So unknown disease has happened. We need to take samples back. So that's what he said before she headed out to the facility. So yeah. So Anna and the colonel and a squad of soldiers led by Major Sergei Makiev. So he's like the protagonist. This comes to the story and he becomes like the protagonist of the story at this point. So they're flown in by helicopter to this ice-covered facility in Murmansk. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I say it right. Yeah, Murmansk. I hate saying things wrong. I love pronunciations. I love saying things right and not getting it wrong. So I pride myself on it, guys. I pride myself on it. So upon landing, their helicopter is approached by a man who refuses to obey instructions. He is shot several times because this guy is literally, he looks whacked out of his mind, like a scientist. And he detonates a hand grenade, killing himself and causing minor damage to the helicopter and its passengers. So they go, put the grenade down! Put the grenade down! Bomb goes off. They get hit with it on the actual helicopter. The glass goes everywhere, cutting people up. They're all groggy, waking up. So Anna's like, what the heck is going on? So then Anna inspects the body of the man and notices that the tissue had a faint red glow. And that the samples she collects from the corpse quickly decay. So it's kind of weird. It's like this is kind of like the thing. This is where the thing aspect comes in. A lot of people are like, yeah, it's very thing inspired, which it is if you watch this movie. And anyone who knows about Oats, I think it's J.J. Abrams' company. Yeah, Oats Studios, where they do all these little things, little shorts. And they've got something called Zygote. And I was like, yo. Yeah, is it J.J. Abrams' company? Yeah, I think Oats Studios. Let me make sure. Let me type in Oats, because I know is it Jake? I know Abrams. No, that's Bad Robot. But I think I know he's got another one, the side one. Oats Studios. Let me make sure I'm saying the right name. I like getting things right, guys. Talk about J.J. Neil Blomkamp. What am I talking about, bro? What the heck am I doing out here? I'm getting Bad Robot. I'm flipping. Yeah, but he does shorts as well. J.J. Abrams does little shorts as well. So I'm getting mixed up with Neil Blomkamp. What the heck am I doing? That's an L, massive L. But anyways, yes. Anyone seeing Zygote knows exactly what I'm talking about when this movie happens later on in the movie. But I digress. Let me go back to the original point. So Anna inspects the other employees who's in this kind of in this truck, military truck, who are being evacuated, and while they show no symptoms, one of the men named Zimmerman tells Anna that they are being lied to. He goes, they are lying to you. It's not a disease. You know what I'm saying? And the lower levels of facility are hell. He goes, it is hell. So Anna and the colonel and the squad are met by the deputy head of research of the facility, Peter Akanetsov, and the men who reported Dr. Grigoriev's secrecy surrounding the disease. So Dr. Grigoriev wants guarantee that the remaining employee sealed in the lower levels of the facility during the evacuation be rescued and in return he will assist them, since he changed all of the security passcodes before the squad's arrival. And this guy, you tell by looking at this guy's gonna be trouble. You're like, oh my gosh, this scientist Dr. Grigoriev is gonna be a mental case, and he's gonna wonder, it's beautiful. This creature is beautiful. You know, it's one of them guys. But, the mad scientist. But let's continue. The group drives by a truck on the ground to an elevator in the facility. The former director demonstrates that the passcodes have indeed been changed, and he is the only one that knows them. So an elevator key is also needed with the passcodes, and if the incorrect passcode is entered 3 times, then the elevator will plummet, and they'll beat at their doom. So basically he goes, I'm not very comfortable with people with being pressured at gunpoint. And I was like, oh my days, this guy, yeah, obviously, why are you getting a gun in someone's back of the head, someone's head is going to get it wrong? Come on now. But as you know, Dr. Grigoriev, he's got it all handled. This guy is a savage. As you're going to realise later on. So the group descends into the facility, which is located roughly 5,220 meters down. And I was like, wow, to the Earth's core. So during the descent, the elevator's brakes don't respond, and Dr. Grigoriev depressurizes the elevator on purpose. So this guy like puts the key in, gets a gas mask, oxygen mask, and puts it on while others just pass out. And I'm like, my gosh, this guy just runs off, leaves him in there, gets the guy's suitcase of what he needs to get in there. So the group comes to the resort level, which is the living quarters of the facility. A nearby map explains that there is an elevator from the surface to the resort and another elevator on the other side of the resort down to research level called Sahara. So there are also other switchback pathways in a shaft leading from each level to the surface, but they're sealed and temperatures 200 degrees. It's literally as if they go outside to like the actual part where they need to go, they're gonna burn up. It's flipping 200 degrees out there. It's death. It's death. This is where the heat is coming from. So upon searching the resort level, they find an engineer. So this is where the engineer comes in, Nikolai, and a doctor named Kira. So a girl called named Kira. She looked familiar to me. I was like, yeah, she's cute. In the cafeteria, who were left behind during the initial evacuation, there's still no sign of Dr. Grigoriev. Anna performs tests on Kira and Nikolai in the med lab, and they show no signs of infection. Anna encounters Dr. Grigoriev, who begs her to evacuate the others up the shaft and that he can't give her the elevator key. Anna yells for the others, and Dr. Grigoriev is wounded and flees, using the elevator down the Sahara research level. So, at this point, he's like to Anna, don't tell them I'm here. Just get them out of this facility. He's begging Anna. Anna's like, he's over here. He's over here. Like, just like rats him out, and then he gets shot in the elevator. And he's going up. He's going up. No, is he going up or going down? I think he's going up. No, but if he's going down, he's going to go into the Earth's core. Yes, I think he's going further down. But yeah. So he flees away. So the major suggests that they use the shaft to descend into Sahara in pursuit of Dr. Grigoriev. So the group finds access door to the shaft leading to the research level, but Dr. Grigoriev had ordered it and welded it shut. He's like, nah, you ain't coming in here, boy. And then the door is covered in scratches, spelling out ominous warnings such as "Help us, deliver us from evil," and a Latin translation to "insatiable hunger." He said that insatiable or something, so I can't remember what the rest of it said. So the group of soldiers put on temperature protective suits and descend through the shaft to the Sahara research level. So then, at this point, they see this woman, and I'm like, this woman there has all these. So she sounds like she's going a bit crazy. She's like, I'm cold, and then her back, her back is, just mangled. Just all kind of fungi, mucus, all this stuff, spores in her back, and I'm like, that effect looked nasty. It looked nasty. So then, it's nasty. It's nasty. I can't. I'm a person who I'm not easily shook, but that shook me up. That effect was well done. That was a clap. That was a clap right there. So, I took a sample of the girl's back, and the sample is shown to grow rapidly and is discovered by a highly virulent form of mold, so a very strong form of mold. So Olga and the mold sample showed the same faint red glow, as the guy at the start, when he blew himself up. So all of a sudden, Dr. Grigoriev just literally announces over the intercom that since they didn't evacuate to the surface through the shaft, he has no choice but to seal them all within this facility. And then the doctor basically causes an explosion, and the damages facility pressure pump and will cause the facility to collapse within an hour. So all of a sudden they go back to the med lab. Anna goes back because she goes to the woman. What's the name of the woman? Kira. Yeah. he told Kira to like literally stay with the patient Olga, and I'll be back. And he comes back and literally, this place is covered in mold, bro. This place is transformed. This place is a plant life. Fuse, part human, part mold. This place is covered. Spores just get released. That's the way it gets good. It's the way it gets good. Alright. So, Major Sergey, you know, Sergey gets hit by a mold, and from then on is infected. I don't go too far into this story. I'm just gonna go around it and then go for the end. So right now he's infected with the mold. Anna kind of gets ingenious, starts spraying herself with the cans, the fire extinguisher, to kind of clear herself off, to kind of kill the bacteria, because apparently she figured out that it doesn't like the cold. Because that mold, it does not like cold, it likes extreme heat, hot as possible. So and that was kind of case, and she got the engineers to kind of like blow off, spray her down, and goes, "Hey, we gotta sort this out, yo. We gotta sort this out." So then Peter, he's like Peter's the guy, other scientist who's with them. We find out has a little thing of his own, you know, a little secret of his own. So then he's the guy now. Peter theorizes that the mold might behave similar to Superdeep, I don't know what it's called Diceps, a fungus that forces ants to return to the colony, which in turn releases spores and infects the entire colony. So I was like, damn, mold has literally reminded me of sentient mold. My gosh, this job is to destroy. So then Anna discusses the situation with the Colonel and explains that the mold can't survive in cold conditions, as she found out, and the permafrost around the facility is what keeping it from spreading. And then the only way the mold can leave is within a warm-bodied host. But if the host dies in a cold environment, then the mold dies as well. So that's the kind of thing. That's why it lives in the host and tries to stay in warm places. So then Anna attempts to urge the Colonel not to attempt to bring anyone infected or any samples out to the facility. But he goes, "No, this is the new biological weapon. We need this for global influence." You know, that kind of thing. But as the group prepares to ascend through the shaft while wearing protective suits with the infected Major, they receive a radio broadcast from Igorov, saying that they are under attack and not to open the door to the lowest level shaft in this if it's them. So at this point, everyone's going crazy that they're getting infected, they're getting possessed. It's kicking off. It's kicking off. So then the Major insists that they go back for Igorov and the rest of the squad. I keep saying Igorov. Why do I keep saying Igorov? It's Igorov. Damn, it's not that hard to say. What am I doing? 3 soldiers go into the shaft leading to the lower level in search of Igorov and the rest of the squad. So gunfire after that is heard, and 2 of the soldiers return saying they've encountered something big. So this is where it's about to go down. The Zygote, the thing is about to kick. It's about to go down, bro. And the weapons had no effect, and it knows where they are. The soldiers mentioned that the shaft is also destroyed, and the 3rd soldier returns missing an arm and slits his own throat before the door to the shaft closes. And I'm like, this is turned to Event Horizon 2, bro. It's still got Event Horizon vibes kicking off right now. That's my take. So something starts pounding the shaft doors and breaks through. Nikolai suggests that they drop the elevator to a lower level to escape whatever broke in the shaft. Okay, just flipping groaning. You hear groaning. Something's just like a mound of flesh. So the soldiers include the Major stay behind to fight whatever is chasing them, while the rest descend into the elevator. So after that, so Anna, Nikolai, Peter and the Colonel successfully make it to the lower level, which is frozen and seemingly abandoned. So they find a tape recorder that plays Dr. Grigoriev's last words. So he theorized that the mold was stopped by the Ice Age millions of years ago. That's the kind of plot they're giving out right now. That is an Ice Age fungi that just got wiped out. It's what took over the entire Earth, so it had to be stopped. So they said the universe just stopped it. God just stopped and said, "Nah, it ain't happening, mate." And that has the ability to not only control the muscular and nervous systems of the infected, but to also meld the infected all together. So this is where the mound of flesh comes into play, guys. So the group finds a wall of infected melted together, killed by the cold. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they all melt together. There's like a part where they actually see all the massive mound of flesh just there. So it's killed by the Dr. Grigoriev stated that before he dies, he'll leave a research level and seek an organism one last time. So these guys are in love with this flipping sick creature. So the Colonel decides to go into the 200-degree environment to try and retrieve the elevator key that Dr. Grigoriev took with him. So all the suits have been sabotaged by the Doctor, and the Colonel is going without protection, so he's about to get roasted. So before he leaves, he says that Anna was right in that the mold must not be allowed to leave the facility, and that she can do good. So since he's an officer, he is bound by duty to report what happened at the facility. So Anna, Peter and Nikolai agreed that even if they make it back, they must not tell anyone about the mold. Someone will come down and literally just, like, you know, there's research and scientists will just come down there and just dig it up again, and then it'll be all hell break loose on Earth. So then the Colonel does not return with a reasonable amount of time, so Anna goes out in the 200-degree heat, so her body's... I'm like, this woman should be dead. That's only disbelief I couldn't believe. I was like, nah, this is too great. She should be fried. Her body's just red as she comes back. So she finds the Colonel dead with the key, and into the environment is a giant cave with a glowing mold covering the walls. Upon returning with the key, Peter forces the other two by gunpoint to give him the key so he can return to the surface. So he shoots the engineer in the leg. I'm like, Peter, what the heck are you doing? He's the other, he's like the real mad scientist. He's the other guy. Dr. Grigoriev was mad, but he's a true mad scientist because he goes, I need this discovery to be my own. He's like, Dr. Grigoriev found it, but I'm the one who's gonna patent what's been happening here. I'm the one who's gonna get famous off this, not Dr. Grigoriev, me. So he's that kind of scientist, you know. Then the three of them return to the resort level, so Peter, the engineer, and Anna, and can hear periodic screams and moans. So Peter is attacked by a large creature, the massive mold man, mixed with the human beings in there. The infected hosts melted into one organism. And I'm like, oh my days, that just sounds haunting. Just like looking at it, like, oh my gosh. Sounds like, anyone's seen Hellraiser? All the bodies just getting torn apart in hell, literally just like, it's crazy. So Anna hides in the cafeteria's freezer and dumps ice water over herself to get past the creature, as well as take the elevator key from Peter, who has been absorbed. Yeah, he got wrapped up. He was like snatched up. Peter was stupid anyway. The guy's an idiot. Shooting people who's trying to save your life for show. Idiot. So then the Major begs that he not be allowed to... Oh yeah. So Anna finds Nikolai, and together Nikolai's the engineer. And together they barely escape. I never remember his name. Literally, I hardly never remember his name, Nikolai. It's such an easy name to remember, especially a Russian name, Nikolai. They barely escape the creature by getting the elevator to the surface. They use the elevator key to begin their ascent, but discover the Major melted into into the floor just outside. There we go. And what I'm talking about. The Major begs that he not be allowed to the surface, since it would cause the death of all life on the planet. Yeah, so he's literally just they go into this place, and they're about to go to, you know, he's on the elevator, the Major, the captain, and then he's literally melted the one who Anna starts to like throughout the movie. Never really touching that really, but yeah, he's always trying to get where she's from. Where are you from? Here, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria. He's trying to get where she's from, where her name, and then he finds out it's Yugoslavia. So this guy he's fully taken over. Well, 90% of his body is taken over by the mold, the fungus. And he goes, I can feel you. Are you there, Anna? Help. End this. He's just saying, end this to Anna. Anna's just like, oh man, freak. Ah man. So then she's like, no, we can't go to Nikolai. Nikolai's like, no, bro, we getting out of here. I don't care if we're infected or not, because the spores are starting to come released out of the Major's mouth. Let me get his name. What is the Major's actual name again? Let me go back to just find it real quick. Sergey. Yeah, so Sergey, he literally releasing spores all over the place. Every time he talks, the spores just flying out his mouth, out of his chest, because he has no legs anymore. It's just an upper torso and a face. That's basically what's all left of him. He's just been fully taken over by the creature. And then he's just like, bro, you can't leave this place. And then Anna and Nikolai start fighting. He starts to beat her up, throw her around a bit, and then he's about to choke. I think he was about to choke her out. And then Sergei's like, rips his own arm off out of the mold, stabs him in the neck, and I was like, yo, that was a cool spot. I like that. The effects on this was brutal. It just looked brutal. It's like this guy's eyes have been removed. This guy's one with this mold, this fungus. I'm like, oh gosh, the full-on Lovecraftian. Bro, that's another thing I need to harp on as well. They had a lot of Lovecraftian themes in this. It's like, hey, you'll become the whole, you're not singular anymore. You'll become part of the whole sentient being. You know, Lovecraftian elements in this movie. And yeah, so he's dead now. She's trying to put the codes in like the doctor did. She had no time because she's so weak. And she kisses Sergei, even though it's just because he goes, I know, because this is how you know she's affected. He goes, I can feel you inside. Then her body starts to glow, and then she realizes she's infected. Then before she tries to plummet the elevator, scientists come and drag her out, and then it's like by that point, like she's the only one that's been saved. But she wants to die because she knows she'll spread it to the outside world. So then she's literally the whole movie becomes full circle. It comes full circle. And she's the scientist at the start of the movie when the helicopter landed with a grenade in his hand. So that's what she tried to do. She's like, get away from me. Because they put her in the car. She's like, yeah, let me out. But to pull the pin, injected in the neck. So the scientist, she's gonna be the experiment. It's the way around now. So she's officially the experiment now, and they have her in this, and potentially all hell could break loose. Superdeep has finished. Okay, there we go. So this movie was epic. I had to watch more Russian movies, bro. Hey, Sputnik is coming next. I had to watch Sputnik. Hey, Sputnik is lit. Sputnik is about to be lit. I can guarantee you already, but I haven't seen it, but I know it's about to be lit. But this movie for Superdeep is awesome. Anna, the girl who played Anna, so believable. I believe everything that she did. I believe that she was a legit scientist. I believe that she didn't want this thing to get out into the public, and I believe that good acting from the captain, the Kurd. I was like, yo, Anna was good, man. She's fire too, yo. She's fire. Anna was fire. She reminds you of like a thicker version of Kim Burgess from Chicago PD. Anyone knows that show? She reminds me of Kim Burgess, but a Russian version. A bit more thick, a bit more buxom, if you know what I mean. Bigger assets. But yeah, she's a great actor. Really good actor. A really good movie, by the way. Hey, Arseny, a great movie. Russian cinema at its finest. Superdeep. What would that grade this movie? I grade this movie. It's really good. It's a really good movie. I'll give it an A minus. I'll give it an A minus. It's really good, man. I'll give it an A minus. Really good movie. It's a surprisingly good movie. So yeah, tell me you guys in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Press that notification bell. I want to see them comments in the comment section down below, yo. Hey, I have a CASHAPP, Legend of Old, in the description box below. Check it out. Got a lot of stuff in there as well. Square Eye Syndrome on YouTube, Spotify, and all other audio platforms. So yeah, so I am done out here. So wherever you are, stay on night, stay safe out here in these streets. It's Legend of Old 101 signing out. Peace.